Okay, so in the previous lesson, we used multiply and add, guess and check, whatever, however you want to call it. When the lead coefficient was 1. So this was 1. Okay? And, we would say, what two numbers multiply give me 10, add up to 7, 5 and 2. Well, what about now if we had a 3 there? A prime number, but still a number. Well, 1 is 1 times 1. And the only way to get 3 is 3 times 1. So it's really not adding that much difficulty to it. So first off, though, always remember to factor out the GCF. And but then we're going to do the same thing. Now, for number 1, there's no way to factor out a 3 because 7 and 2 are not multiples of 3. So we got to do guessing. We got to do this factor. But here's the beauty of it. There's only one way to get 3 and 1. So in the previous lesson, we did x and x, 1x and 1x. This is just going to be 3 and 1. It's the only way to get it. And there's only one way to get 2. But here's where we talked about before. It's not guess and hope, guess and pray, and move on. It's guess and check. So I'm not sure where the 2 goes. There's only one way to get 2. 2 times 1. But is it, don't write this down, is it 2 times 1 or is it 1 times 2? This is where the guess and check comes in. Okay? You take and just put 2 in and 1. That's why we use pencils. Just try it. Okay? And here's what we do. Watch. This is where lines are really important. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 1 is 3. Does that add up to 7? No, it does not. So we take our handy-dandy eraser and we erase and switch these numbers. Let me put 1 and 2. And we can leave those lines, so we're going to do it again. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Does that add up to 7? Yeah. Yes, it does. And this is positive, so they're both positive. And in the process of factoring, we already guessed and checked. We already checked and verified our answer. Okay, on the first, number 2, all of them are even. So I can take a 2 out right away. 3, 7, and 2. Now look what I have. Prime, prime. Don't forget the 2. Obviously, I'm going to put 3x and 1x. That's the only way to get 3. Again, I need to just guess and check. I'm just going to do the same. I'm going to do, hey, this was 1 and 2. Let's try 1 and 2. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. I'm trying to get 7 again. But wait a minute. Look. Isn't this that? So I know what it's going to be. It's going to be 3x plus 1 and x plus 2. But just to verify, here's 1, here's 6, that adds up to 7. That's why those arrows underneath and writing the numbers and multiplying and checking is so very important. Okay, number 3. 5 is prime. There's only one way to get 5. It's going to be 5x and 1x. And there's only one way to get 3. So let's try it. 1 and 3. Now notice, since this is negative, we know they're both going to be negative. We know that off the bat already. Okay? But we got to make sure they add up to negative 8. So let's go. 5 times 3, oh shoot, that's 15. Right? That's way too big. So I know right off the bat, I already know that it's not 1 and 3, which means it's got to be 3 and 1. But we're not going to assume, we're going to check. 5 times 1 is 5, 3 times 1 is 3. Does that add up to 8? Yes, it does. Since they're both negative, it adds up to negative 8. Okay, let's go to number 7. I'm not going to do all these. Let's go to number 6. Number 6, you may not see it right away, but they're all multiples of 3. So we can take a 3 out. Oops. 9 divided by 3 42 divided by 3 is, one time, it's 14, x, and that's 11. And now look what I have, 3 and 11, both prime numbers. So I write 3, I put 2 sets of parentheses. Now notice, this is negative, which means I'm going to have one positive or one negative. This tells me I want more positives than negatives. So when I do that check at the bottom, I want the bigger number positive. So first off, 3x and 1x, that's the easiest way to start. Now, kind of like playing chess. When you play chess, you want to think ahead a few moves. When you're guessing and checking here, this one's going to be kind of obvious. I got to put 1 and 11, tiny number, big number. Well look, if I put the 11 right here, I want to get 33. Okay? Well, 33 minus 11 is probably not going to be 14. So I'm going to guess, probably let's just go with, let's put the 3 here. So I'm trying to put 1 here and the 11 here. Okay? Because I'm trying to add up to 14. Or different by 14. So let's see what we got. Something wrong here. Hold on. Okay. Silly me, I just realized this one's X'd out in the notes. So this one is actually not factorable. But it's a good one to experience for that. Because it's not factorable. There's no way to get 14 in this situation. And that's when, if it's not factorable, what do? No. X equals the F to B plus or minus the square quadratic equation. Okay? No. So if it's not factorable, we're not going to do that here. Okay. I'm just saying if you're trying to solve a quadratic and it wouldn't factor, then we would use a quadratic. Okay, let's do number 9, because that has a 5 in it. So we're going to take 5 out. And that's going to be 7x squared plus 20x minus 3. So I need 2 numbers to give me 7. Well, that's easy. 7x and 1x. And then I want 3. Okay? And the only way to get 3 is 3 and 1. But they need to differ by 20. Well, I'm going to think ahead and go, well, shoot. 7 times 3 is 21. And 1 times 1 is 1. 21 minus 1 is 20. Now I need to verify, what do I have positive and negative? I want more positives than negatives. So I want my big number to be positive and my small one to be negative. Now we're just going to go to 4a. Now, with 4/8, okay, just kind of a review. First we learned when a was 1. We just learned with these numbers both being prime. And now we're going to step it up a notch, and these two numbers are going to be composite, which means you have a couple of choices, or 3 choices, for both numbers. So this one is the most work. But always look for the GCF first. Now, on this one, let's see. Let's get down to number 4. Number 4, we're only going to do a few of these because it's the same idea. Number 4, they're not all even, so you cannot factor out 2. Now, 2 is prime, so that's easy. This one's this time this one's prime, this one's composite. So when I factor, I'm still going to start here because this is 2x and 1x. This is my only choices. But over here for 24, I have 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. Composite. 4 choices. Now I'll give you a hint. When you're doing this, okay, don't start at the extremes. Start with the closer together ones. More likely than not, your answer is going to be one of these two. Just in algebra class is how it works. It's the ones we give you most often. Every once in a while you get an extreme one, but usually it's going to be closer together. Now, real quick, I know you guys at your schools do the X games method, right? ABC. Okay. So that is where you put, let's see, we had 2x squared 19x 24. 2x squared 19x 24, right? There goes plus. All right. So you guys do the X gains method, okay? Or some people call it the ABC method, right? And so here's your A, here's your B, and here's your C, right? Okay, so B goes up, C goes down. So you're looking for two numbers that multiply to give you this, that after that, right? Okay, and that's where you try your different numbers. And over the side, you got 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. Okay. That's all. That's fine. Okay. So on this one, let's see. You have the 2 there. It's A times C and B here. And when this is just 1, it's no big deal. It's the same thing as C. But in this one, it's got to be 2 times 24, which is 48, and 19. Right? So now, instead of 24, we're looking for numbers that make 48. That's why this method is good when this number is bigger than 1, because it helps you bring it down a little bit. So off to the side, you just do 1 and 48, 2 and 24, 3 times 16, 4 times 12, 6 times 8. And you're looking for ones that add up to 19. There it is. 3 and 6, right? So when you're doing, if you do this method, you guys have learned this method, you like this method, here's just a reminder. And this is actually a foreshadowing of the last lesson here, 410. What you do is, so if you learn this method, here's how you probably learned it. What you do is you write this original thing here, okay? But you break up the middle like this. Okay? And then you do that factoring by grouping. So what can you take out here? You can take out 2x out of this one and get x plus 3. And you should get an x plus 3 here. And what do you take out there? That'll be 8. That didn't work. All right, we're just going to scrap that. Can't remember how to do it. So, all right. So what you're going to do here is we got to figure out how to make the 24 here. So we're going to pick 3 and 8, right? Okay. Now we're going to check it. We're going to check it. We got to get 19 in the middle. Okay? So this is going to give me 8. This is going to give me 6. That did not give me 19. So I erase them and switch them and put the 8 here and the 3 here. What do I get? 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. And they're both positive. Let's go to 7. Now 7, these are both composites. This is going to be a little bit more challenging. Alright, this is where you got to do a little bit more work here. So 6 can be 1 and 6 or 2 and 3. 8 can be 1 and 8 or 2 and 4. Again, more often than not, start with this. Okay? So 2x and 3x. It's not a guarantee. Alright? Now, based on the same theory, we're going to start with 2 and 4. Doesn't mean it's going to work. And it's not going to work. I'm going to tell you right now. Watch. You don't have to write this down. Watch what happens when you're trying. And this is just work. Okay? Laziness does not gel well with this. You just got to work through it. And it's not hard work. You just got to try. So watch. I'm going to try 2 and 4. And look, this does not take long. That's not a lot of work. So I'm just real quickly going to do this. That's 6. That's 8. Now they got to differ by 13. Well, 8 minus 6 is not 13. So that doesn't work. So I'm just going to erase it. And I'm going to try 4 and 2. Okay? And it just takes time. 4 times 3 is 12. 2 times 2 is 4. Well, 12 minus 4 is not 13. So that didn't work. Well, shoot. I guess I'll go to 8 and 1. 8 times 3 is 24. 2 times 1 is 2. Well, shoot. That didn't work either. So I'm going to try 1 and 8. And here's the bad news. If 1 and 8 doesn't work, I have to start back over with 1 and 6. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. As you get better at factoring, you start seeing patterns, and it's not as hard. You can kind of see it in your head. But when you're learning, you just got to go through the ropes and do the work. So, let's see. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 8 is 16. Yes. 16 minus 3 is 13. Now, since I want more positives, I want this positive and that negative. Yes, that took a little bit more work. That took like maybe a whole 45 seconds. Okay, that was me talking slow. If you just work through it, it's not that bad. Let's go to number 9, because we don't have a lot of room on here. The 29 throws everything off. I can't divide by 3. So I'm just going to do a little bit of work here. Now, again, 12 is 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. 15 is 1 and 15, 3 and 5. Okay? I'm going to start kind of towards the middle. I'm going to start with the 3 and 4. So 3x and 4x. And then I'm going to start with the 3 and the 5. Because it's kind of a safer bet. 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 5 is 15. Good. 15 plus 20, 12 is 20. So shoot, 7. 8, 29. Close, but not. You can't just go as close, move on. So let's try switching them. Let's put the 5 here and the 3 here. 5 times 4 is 20. 3 times 3 is 9. Hey, that works. That gives me 29. And since they're both positive, they're both positive. Let's do number 10. Now, with this one, they're all even. So I can take a 2 out, which is nice. Which brings this, see, the thing is, when you take a 2 out, instead of factoring 10, you're factoring 5. Instead of factoring 12, you're factoring 6. Less work. So 5x squared, hey, that's a prime number. Minus 13x plus 6. Much easier to do. Don't forget this 2. Now, 5, like I said, has to be 5 and 1, so that saves us time. 6 is 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Well, let's just try 2 and 3. I need to add up to 13. Well, that's 15 minus 2. Be careful here. Because 15 minus 2 is 13, right? Yes. But I don't want one of each. This is a very dangerous problem. That plus tells me they're both the same. So I can't do 15 minus 3, even though that would work out. Now, if I change this 12 right here to a minus sign, this would be the answer. I've got the answer. This is one of those weird problems that one sign changes it completely. And it's the same numbers in the same order, but the signs are different. So we got to be careful with this one. That's not right. So we're going to do it this way. 3 and 2. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10. That adds up to 13. But remember, since the middle number is negative, these are both negative. Let's do one more. This one's a mix because the first number is prime. So that's easy. 3x and 1x. 20, 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. Again, we're going to start safe and go with 4 and 5. Both are going to be negative. Okay? So I know that off the bat. I can put those in right now if I want to. Let's check. 4, 15. Nope. That's why we use pencils. 5 and 12. Does that add up to 17? Yes, it does. And I'm done. That's it. So there is some work involved, but it's not that bad. Okay, so those are the problems you're doing for 4, 7, and 4, 8. If there's an equal 0, cross it out.